Welcome back to Cocktails Jamaica. I know this whole setup looks a little bit different. We're not doing the normal thing that we usually do, making cocktails and all of that. I'm actually going to do a review of Appleton Estate. So I'm welcoming you to the home of Appleton Estate. I don't know if you're seeing the background and everything, but yes. So my name is Rachel. I've done cocktails on the channel already, but today I'm going to do a little review. It's actually an evaluation, so if you didn't know about Appleton Estate before today you're going to know. So follow me along the journey. At the end, I hope that you will become an Appleton Estate lover. Alright. Now, before I can go in and just taste the rum, I have to give you a little background information. Appleton Estate, it is located in Jamaica, of course, birthplace Jamaica, and it is located in St. Elizabeth, which they say is the heart of the island. Now, they have been making rum since 1749, so it's not something that they just started, it's something that they have been doing for a very long time. They also have the second oldest distillery in the Caribbean. Another great fact is the first female master blender in the spirits industry is from Appleton Estate, and her name is Joy Spence. Now, she started the whole process in 1981, where she was a chief chemist, and then she later became master blender in 1997. After she retires, we have someone else who will take over. If you're seeing the photos in the background, if you can see the female, that is Joy Spence, and there's also a male. His name is David Morrison. He's the senior blender for the company, so he will take over when Joy retires. Alright? So, I don't know, are you ready for the tasting? You want me to get started? Because I know I give you some background information, so that's supposed to be good. If you have any more questions, you can feel free to ask them in the comments and we can answer. Alright? So, let us go. Now, I'm a little bit excited because I'm going to be tasting, all of these rums. It is something that I normally do, not necessarily taste, but actually tell persons about, because I work at Appleton Estate. So I have my brandy sniffed up, and then now I need the rum. So the first rum that you're seeing is the signature rum. We're starting with the youngest, and then we're going to move on up to the oldest rum. So I'm going to pour just a shot. Yes, and this gives a measured shot. Right? Now, when you look at the color, you should see gold. Yes, it starts off with gold. Now, the first note that stands out is the orange peel. And the reason for this, Appleton Estate use a copper pot when they're distilling. The copper actually gives an orange peel note, which is the hallmark of the Appleton brand. So basically, any Appleton rum that you're tasting or smelling, you should get that citrus note. Ooh, I'm also getting some fruity notes behind it. Let me taste. So, for myself, I would have to mix this because it's a bit sharp. So I put probably cranberry juice, orange juice, pineapple juice, probably even apple juice in this, right? For rum heads in Jamaica, they would have it by itself or on the rocks. So when I say on the rocks, I mean over ice. But it's not bad. It's not a bad start to the Appleton Estate range. Now, just a little background on the signature rum. This rum has 15 different ages inside. It's an average age rum, so the average age for it is 4 years. Many persons know it as VX, same thing. Don't worry, for the future, I'm going to do a little comparison between the old bottles, new bottles, and let you know the difference or the similarities. Alright? Now, before I can move on to the other rum, I have to cleanse my palate. And just another point of information, if you're going to do a tasting, especially a rum tasting, make sure that you have the correct glassware. It is very important because you're able to do the evaluation better with the correct resources. So now we have the beautiful 8-year-old reserve. Many persons may not be familiar with this, but that's okay. That is why I am here. I'm going to break it down and let you have a better understanding of what happened. Before this bottle, we had the Reserve, which was an average 6-year-old rum. This one is a minimum 8-year-old. Joy did 2 versions to the Reserve. She did a 6 and she did a 8. The 8 was not released to the Jamaican market. It was released in the Canadian market. Jamaica got the average 6, but now because we're more focused on minimum aging, we decided to go with the 8. Now when I say minimum, the youngest rum in the bottle, the number will be on the bottle. So 8 is the youngest, and then it goes up to 10. So now I know you're tired of all of the talking, so let us taste. Again, a measured shot. Now when I look at this rum, I can't just give you the evaluation yet. I have to compare it with the first one that I tasted. So we're looking at the signature and we're looking at the 8-year-old. So when I look at this, it is much lighter than the 8. The 8 is darker. And the reason for this is aging. Many persons don't know that the difference between white rum and dark rum is the barrel. So white rum we don't put in a barrel, dark rum we have to put in the barrel. The longer you keep it inside, is the darker it will be. Alright? So it is much darker. Now I'm gonna smell. Ooh. No man. So off the bat, when I tasted the signature, I could get that orange note, but this one, it is much more subtle. I'm getting vanilla. And I can smell the oak and probably even some hazelnut. So the smell is not as strong as the first one, right? It is much more subtle. Now let us taste. I don't know. Probably this may be my favorite Appleton Estate rum. Hold on there. One more taste. So when I taste it, it is much smoother than the first. I can say that this rum may be flexible. You can have it in different ways. So neat, on the rocks, mix it. When I say neat, I mean that, no ice, just like how I was having it. On the rocks, I told you before, over ice. And then if you're gonna mix it, the master blender has 2 ways that she suggests as a cocktail. So we have the Epic and we have the Joyce cocktail. Now for the Epic, EPIC, all you're really doing is adding coconut water, or you can make coconut water ice cubes and just drop it in the rum. And for the Joyce cocktail, you think I was going to tell you about it, don't it? Check out the channel, you're going to see it. Look in the videos, we already did a Joyce cocktail video, so just check it out and you can actually see the recipe on how it is done. So one last thing I should say to you about the 8, it's the first rum ever created by the master blender Joyce Spence. She did it in 1999 to celebrate 250 years of Appleton Estate. So unlike the signature, you will see the master blender's signature on the Reserve, but for the signature blend you will not, because it was not created by her. It was created by the master blender before her. Alright? Now this, very important. So I'm going to cleanse my palate. Now many persons always say, oh, I don't want any water because you're going to dilute the rum out of my system. The water is not going to dilute, it's just to clean your palate so you can taste the other flavors better from the other rums. So that is why we drink water. Alright? So we're gonna do the final taste. Oh Lord. I know you're hearing the noise in the background. Forgive me, please. It's not my fault still. But I can't really stop the men from doing their work. Right? We have to prepare the grounds because, as I said before, we're here at the home of Appleton Estate, the JSAERE. Right? So apologies. So we have the beautiful 12-year-old rum, but this one we're going to do things a little different. There's an evaluation that the master blender gave us, so I'm going to show it to you. Hopefully when you go out, this will assist you whenever you're tasting any rums or any spirits that were aged in barrels. Right? So the youngest rum inside is 12, the oldest rum inside is 18. Let's pour. Again, a measured shot. So let's have a look. This time, I'm going to hold the glass by the stem. I'm going to lift it to eye level, barely tilt it. Now where the rum meets the glass, right at the top, there should be an olive green ring. So that's actually the ring of aging. Whenever you want to tell an aged rum, that is what you have to look for. It's not going to tell you the exact age, it's just telling you that the rum was aged, right? Now many persons say, can you find it in the other glasses? Yes, you can. Once you put rum in a barrel, you'll get the green, but it will get greener with aging. Now we hold the glass in the original position and you should see legs running down the sides of the glass. So they're moving down slow. So the thicker the legs, the slower they run down, is the more aged the rum will be. But like for a young rum, like the signature, the legs, they're going to be thin and they're going to go down very fast. Now, after 3, with the glass away from my nose, I will inhale and exhale. So 1, 2, 3, inhale, exhale. Place the glass to the nose. Remove the glass from your nose, inhale, exhale. Remove the glass from your nose and swirl. With the glass away, inhale, exhale, and then I'll return it to my nose. Ooh. So what happened was, I opened the rum so I could get more aromas from it. So the citrus was very strong in there. I could get the molasses, even the oak. I could really smell the oak. You can tell that this rum has been aged for a longer period. Now with the tasting, I'm gonna have a sip of the rum, have a piece of chocolate, and then I'm gonna sip again. Are you ready? Nice. So just for some information, the chocolate that I have, it's vegan chocolate, about 70% cocoa, 30% sugar. This is important, especially if you're going to taste something like this. If you have sweeter chocolate, it will mask the flavors of the rum, but with a chocolate like this, it opens the rum, you get more flavors from it. Right? So, rum. Chocolate. Honestly, I've done the chocolate rum tasting before, so I know what it tastes like, but every time I taste it, to me it tastes like a rum cream. That is what I get. you don't get that, that's okay. But this is what I get from it. It's a little bit, it is stronger though. Like when you have the chocolate, the flavors just come out, burst. You get the vanilla, the coffee, the cocoa, the citrus, everything comes out to you. This rum is a dessert rum. You take your time with it and you also sip it. Alright? It's a sipping rum. It's not something that you drink fast. So, I tasted 3. I'm going to tell you my favorite right now. Honestly, I like the second one. The reason why, there is the epic that I told you about, the coconut water and rum mixture, and trust me, that is my dream. So that's why I would like this. Now, many persons may think that Appleton Estate, it's not affordable, but yes we are. Alright, so I tasted 3 different Appleton Estate rums. I hope you enjoyed. Tell me down in the comments which one did you actually like the best, or which rum do you drink at home.